So in today's video we're going to make sense of all of this. So in the last video we did, let's just get a shot of that for a minute, we did the 240 or 110 volt connection and wiring. We haven't really finished with the 240 volt side of things yet, because we need to wire in a DC power supply for the SMC, which is 12 volt. But first I want to just put the connect the DC wire in that feeds the drivers just in here. It's just 4 wires, actually 8 wires, 4 pairs, supplying positive and negative into the drivers. Okay, so that was fairly straightforward. So this part here and this part here is the 240 volt or 110, whichever your case is. And of course the outward going side is the DC voltage, which is these two here are negative, these two are positive, same here, negative and 2 positives, going with the 4 pairs of wires going out to supply in the 4 drivers, and I've allocated the drivers to an axis. So we have X, Z, Y left, Y right. You can name this Y and Y slave if you like, but so long as you know what they are, it's fine. So I've gone as far as I can go at the moment with that, because I need to put a 240 to 12 volt DC supply in up the back here for the SMC5. So that's the next job. Okay, so we're now going to start plugging in the QueenAnt harness. There's a few wires that don't really matter at the moment. There's these small ones here. These are for the limit switches. So I'm just going to drop those down there out the way. And we're just going to plug these in. So let's not tangle them up. Keep them in groups. X, X and Z. It's a good idea to label all your cables. Okay, so this one is is we need the X first. Plugs can't be mixed up. Obviously small plug, big plug. Small plug, this is the signal wires. So that goes in here. There's only one way these will go in. There's little tiny like raised areas here. Okay, they line up with the little slots on here. So it will only go in one way. Don't force it. It'll be firm, but just plug it in like so. That's that one. This is also the X. This one goes, okay, they're rounded on one side and flat, and they got a lug on the other. So the flat side goes here, like this, nice and firm. Like I say, you can't mix them up really. I mean, it's a good job that they have put these on like this, because it'd be a nightmare otherwise. That one goes in there, like so. This one goes in here like this. Just checking that you have got them in nice and firm. Let me see, where are we? Okay, this one's the Y. Very simple. That one. Okay, we can tidy it up later. I just want to get them plugged in there, so we're just going to lie this over here at the way. Really, so you can see what's going on. Okay, so the two connections now that we're concerned about is the DC power in to feed the drivers. As these two end ones here. I'll just bring you down here for a look on here. So we have here VDC plus and ground. So this is your voltage DC and negative. So it's positive and negative, okay? Don't mix them up, because if you get these crossed up and turn it on, you can say goodbye to your drivers, okay? So I'm going to put these connections in now on all four of the drivers. Okay, so you can see now that I have all the DC side connected up to the drivers. I've got an AC DC converter here supplying 12 volt to the SMC, and I've also put together this, well, it's a daisy chain actually that I've soldered up to supply like 10 feeds here and 10 feeds here of positive and negative 5 volt supply to feed the drivers and also to feed the limit switches. So now it is time to do the second bang test. So we know the 240 volt side for the VFD and the power supplies to the drivers are okay. We did that on the last bang test. But of course we have now connected these up, drivers up, and the SMC. So before you do your second bang test, make sure that you have the connections correct. Negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, and the same on the back of the SMC, 12 volt positive in and ground. Pop that there a minute, because if you get these wrong, you can say goodbye to either your SMC or your drivers. They're not cheap. Okay, so once you're sure all the positive and negatives are connected up correctly, note we haven't got any of the signal wires connected yet, from the SMC or even the emergency stop or fault. That's not connected either. So let's do our second bang test. Well, nothing's SMC's come up, so that's fine. Okay. Okay, just make sure you got green LEDs. This is fired up all right, that's all fired up all right. Oh, I do see a problem. Driver number 1 here, which is the X, has got run on it. Driver number 2, which is the Z, has 8888. Not really sure what that means. I've got run on this one and run on this one. I'll have to have a look at that to see, before we go any further, look at that and try and find out what is going on there. Okay, so second bang test is okay. Everything's running. It's just this one's got a, I don't know whether that's a fault code or what. I sent this little video to Yuyong and they replied back to me that they had put a new driver in the post to me, so I should get it by the end of next week. I couldn't have asked for more. Their service is A1 and I really can't fault them. So, the kit's pretty good and their service is pretty good. It's not a bad kit. That's actually one of the only things that I have found that I think would be, an advantage to us Westerners to, really know and understand, what the hell's going on. Because, quite frankly, I don't know. So I'm going to have to do some digging around to try and find out before I go any further. The information may be easy to get. I don't know. Anyway, look, other than that, I'm quite happy with the QueenAnt. The build has gone, I know it's taken a long time because I've had other things to deal with, but so far it's been a well worth kit. And if that is the only thing that I can find that would need sorting out, then it's, a really good kit. Can't really grumble. Okay, I want to leave connecting up as in the signal side of things. I'll do that in a third and separate video because it can get a little confusing, I suppose. So all the signals as in to and from the controller and the drivers, such as You know, things like axes limits, you know, because they got a positive, negative, and a signal wire on them. But, you know, all individually needs connecting up. That's why I did that connection block, or 2 connection blocks. And, you know, other things like emergency stop, which we'll come to in the next video, and also touch probe, and how to connect them into the SMC. Incidentally, the SMC, I've got 2 of these units. I've had them for a number of years now, and you will see on some of my earlier videos that I was quite disgusted when, you know, I mean, I bought it for $460, and you know, as soon as my videos became popular, they jacked the price up to nearly 3 times that cost. So I rebelled a bit and said, no, I'm not going to use it. You know, I'm not going to promote it anymore. So then the prices dropped back down, and I think I actually promoted that I would not pay more than $500 US, because in my mind that is its value, that's what it's worth. If it's anything over that, you know, you're far better off, you know, getting another computer, a second-hand computer even, which is what I do, and going Mach 3, because there's no comparison. You know, to get a second-hand computer, Mach 3 board, set it all up, it's going to be, you know, the license for Mach 3, it's going to be around about $500. So why then would you go and get the SMC? I bought the SMC because I wanted a price comparison alternative to Mach 3. That's why I got it. So I see now that you can buy them for around about the $500 mark. Whether they include shipping or not, I don't know. Of course, end of January, if, you know, sort of things go a little pear-shaped with taxes on Chinese goods, of course that price might go up to $600. So anyway, that'll do for this video today, and hope you've enjoyed it. Hope it's been a help to you, and I hope you join me for the next video. And don't forget, like and subscribe, and if you really like what I'm doing, you may consider becoming a patron to the channel, because it's the patrons behind the channel that allow me to do things like this. So thank you for being there, and bye for now.